I saw you had crumbs on your face. Don't lie to these people. All right. I'll say we're just going to do one more song for you, but it's one that is really important to us. And we sing this song year round. So if you've seen us anytime throughout the year, you've heard us do this song because we do it every show we do. Even in the middle of the summer at Hampton Beach in New Hampshire, we sang this song, Standing on the Beach. Because just like I said earlier, every single day you walk this earth, it's a gift from God. And that's something we need to remember as Christians. And I'll be honest with you, we meet a lot of people in this great country. We do travel coast to coast in foreign countries like Canada and California all the time. We go everywhere. Y'all got that, okay? Some of you just got it, but it's okay. We're going to work together. I said that last night, and Lake came up afterwards and said, California's part of us. I looked at her and said, have you been there lately? It's a land of granola. That's fruits, nuts, and flakes up there. But we went out there. I'll tell this story real quick just because it's true. We were out there this summer. We went to San Francisco, right? San Francisco. Yeah, that's right. The guys wanted to go see the Golden Gate Bridge.
The home of Rice-A-Roni.
The San Francisco tree.
That's right.
Ding, ding. So we took that big old yellow bus downtown San Francisco. Yeah. They let me drive. I'm so excited. So we pull into San Francisco.
And we were low on fuel.
Well,
real low on fuel.
They don't sell diesel in San Francisco.
Well, they do, but they're just few and far between.
So we pull into San Francisco and we get to the very first stoplight in town. And when we pull up, we stop, and I'm driving, and there's 6 of us on the bus. We had a driver with us that trip, plus our manager and the guys in the group. And we pull up, and I stopped, and when I stopped, I looked over, and there's this gorgeous First Baptist church across the street. And I'm looking at the church. When I look down, I just stopped talking. And I see these people walking across the street. And I know that one by one, everybody behind me is saying the same thing because the conversation is slowly dying until it's just silence on the bus. And that's because coming this way across the street are 2 guys dressed in the Marilyn Monroe white dress, head to toe, walking hand in hand. And coming that way was a drunk Santa Claus. And I'm watching this thing cross, and I'm like, we are not in the Midwest anymore.
It ain't Kansas no more.
We're not even near Kansas at that point. We're not near nothing. And I'm watching this go across, and all of a sudden I hear our manager go, who had a camera? And so we pull across the street, and we go to the next light, and we begin to see more and more. And the next thing we see, we're Mexican Teenage Ninja Turtles. And I say that because they were full Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from head down. The gear, the face mask, everything. But then they had sombreros and serapes on. And I was like, wasn't like that in my cartoons, I don't know what. And the very next street we saw a full, and some of you are not going to know what this is, we had a full, they were doing cosplay in the middle of the park, and there's a battle going on. It's people acting like a video game. They're not really in a video game with plastic swords and everything. And they're battling. These are grown adults, people, and they're battling each other, and they begin to come out into the street while they're battling. And I'm in the bus, low on fuel on these hills, these mountains in San Francisco, and a cop does this as the people come out fighting each other. He steps out into traffic and goes,
oh my.
and I'm standing there going, one of them's going to die for real if I run out of fuel. I'm going to run right over, right there in the middle of the street. And I couldn't believe it, so we finally found fuel. We stopped, and when we got out, there's a cop there. And he walks up and asks Jim, are you enjoying yourself? And Jim goes, oh yeah.
Yeah, a lot of stories to tell now, brother.
A lot of stories. And then about that time, we began to notice that everyone is staring at our bus.
Like it's a spectacle.
Yeah! And I'm finally wanting to yell out the window, did you look in the mirror? Because I've got all these people staring at the bus going, oh, that's just strange. I'm going, oh yeah, but you're not. We finally made it to the Golden Gate Bridge, and we took our photos, and we enjoyed our time, and then we turned around and we hit the fuel as fast as we could to get as far away from there as possible. But on our way, when we were out in California, though, we met up with some great people, and we had an opportunity one time to go to the Bakersfield Theater. And it was a huge theater, the Rob-A-Bank Theater, but that's just a bad name for a theater.
Just encourage people out there, Rob-A-Bank Theater.
We went to the theater and in Bakersfield, and we had our Christmas show, which is the large version we have. We pulled it in there, and it's a huge, huge stage. So much so that we parked our bus on the stage of the theater. And to be honest with you, I thought I made a wrong turn when we were getting there because the guy told us to come down the tunnel into the parking garage area. And when we came down the tunnel, well, when we fell down the tunnel, we really didn't come into it. It was one of the, like most of the time you see parking garages, you go down into it. No, just and we were there. So like the bus fell off. I mean, we got to the edge and we're doing the whole cartoon thing, and I'm going, oh, this is going to be so bad. But we fell down, and when we got to the bottom of it, we got hit with the stage lights. And it was so bright that I kind of squinted for a second. And when I looked over, I'm looking at the front row. And I yelled out the window at the guy, did we make the wrong turn? He said, no. I said, is that the stage? He says, yeah. I said, we're not supposed to park here. He says, no, come on. So he just brought us out onto the stage. It was the easiest unload ever. We just opened up the base and let it fall out. It was perfect. And we got there and we did our Christmas show there at the theater. And it was a packed out audience. The theater was huge. The month before they had, was Brad Paisley or somebody there. And the month after, Carrie Underwood was going to be there. And it's just a massive theater. And
we tour with them big folks like that.
We're in church. I wouldn't say things like that. You won't get in trouble. But we're at this theater, and they asked us. They said, "So are you guys going to sing Christmas music?" I said, "Well, it's a Christmas show." They said, "Oh no, but are you going to do a little bit of everything?" And I said, "Oh yeah." And they said, "Well, are you still going to do some of the standards?" I said, "Of course." In fact, we'll end our first part of the service. Well, we'll end that first set with a big, traditional Christmas song. They said, "Okay." So we got ready, and I said service. You catch that? Because it's the truth. I sing about God everywhere. They may think it's a show, but it's all about God. So we jumped up on stage and we began to sing the song, "Oh Holy Night." Now, how many of you know "Oh Holy Night"? Do you know that song? See, everybody knows this song. All right. So we're on stage and the music starts. And the minute we begin to sing the words, there's a lady about as far away as you are from me right now. And she jumped up flat-footed and started singing at the top of her lungs. And I don't mean kind of like nilly-willy, what? No, ah! She's giving it all she's got. And I'm going, yes! And I know she was because I could hear her over my monitor. She was loud. Yeah, I loved it. I love when people get involved and start singing with us. And so at the end of the night, we're back at the product table, and they're running to people who are coming up to us. They're buying Christmas CDs, and they're just spending time. And I love getting to talk with people. And all of a sudden, that lady came running up to the table, and she says, "You sang my favorite Christmas song tonight." I said, "We sang a lot." She goes, "But my favorite." I said, "I don't know what that is." So she began to tell me her favorite Christmas song and why. And her favorite Christmas song was "Oh Holy Night." I said, "It's mine too." I grew up going to my grandfather's church. He was a pastor in Paintsville, Kentucky. And I used to go to his church every Christmas. My family would go down, and we do the Christmas Eve service at his little church in Paintsville, Kentucky. And what they do is at the very end of the service, they pass out those candles with the little piece of paper that don't do nothing. So churches, don't waste your money on that thing. It don't ever stop a piece of wax anyways. And you still get it all over your hand. They pass out all the candles, and they begin to light them, and you pass all the candle light in, and then he would start singing "Oh Holy Night." And the whole church would just be filled with candlelight and voices. And I said, that was Christmas to me. And she stopped me. She goes, "Oh, honey, I don't go to church." Okay. I said, "Can I ask you a quick question, though?" She says, "Yeah." I said, "You sang every word to "Oh Holy Night." You didn't miss nothing. Every single word, every syllable, every cue, you held the notes. You knew the song perfect." And she goes, "It's my favorite." I said, "Where did you learn it?" She looked me right in my face and said, "Hobby Lobby." So they're reaching the lost one craft at a time. Look at them go, okay. But as she was walking away, something dawned on me. Here's a lady who didn't even know our faith. She stood there flat-footed and told me she doesn't go to church. And yet, she knew every word to "Oh Holy Night." And she stood there flat-footed and sang at the top of her lungs. I've gone into church before myself during a worship service, and the song kicks on, and I know what it is. So I don't really give it any thought. I just sing the song because I know all the words. Sort of like tying your shoes. If you're over the age of 6 tonight and you had laces, you probably didn't stare at your foot going, "Now the little bunny here goes around the tree." You just tied your shoes. It's muscle repetition. You know how to do it. Well, when you go to church, sometimes that's what worship becomes. You show up on a Sunday morning or night or a Wednesday, and they start singing a song, and you go, "I know that one." The words go from your mind right out your mouth, and there you go. Well, tonight, all of you already admitted that you know the song "O Holy Night," so I already know you know the words. So now I'm going to ask you to do something a little different with us. We're going to sing it, but I'm going to ask you to not just sing it with us because you know it. I'm going to ask tonight that you sing it with us because you believe what it says. Because the truth is, every single day you walk this earth is a gift from God. And we should treat it as such. So we're going to do